Breaking: Portland jury finds Antifa militants not liable in Andy No attack. Defense attorney declares, "I am Antifa." The defendant's attorney told the jurors their faces will be remembered. I want to show you this tweet. So this is the Postman says, Andy No was harassed this morning on his way into court by alleged members of Antifa. The jury told the judge that they are concerned about being doxxed and said that people are trying to find out who they are. This is the current state of American politics in these cities. You have a defense attorney who tells the jurors, here you go. Burroughs told the jurors that she will remember each one of their faces. Burroughs not take the time to provide evidence as to why the two defendants should be free from charges, but rather use the time to defend anti-fascism and attack No's credibility as a journalist. So the trial, for those that are not familiar, is these alleged Antifa members who had assisted in the brutal attack outside of a hotel, had provided support to other individuals who are accused of violently attacking him, and one of the individuals admitted to actually physically attacking Andy No on one occasion. The jury reached a verdict in the case of Andy No versus Rose City Antifa, in which they found both defendants, John Colin Hacker and Elizabeth Renee Richter, not liable in the civil case brought against them. Now, I will say, I don't know the full details of, how everything was laid out, but I will call out absolutely when you have a defense attorney telling the jurors who are terrified of Antifa that they're going to remember their faces.
Is that during the trial?
Yes.
That's got to be juror intimidation.
I thought Antifa was an idea. But it turns out this idea has attorneys.
Well, that's the argument they made. They made that we're not part of an organization. We are just anti-fascists.
We had sued, we had tried to get documents about an Antifa member who was, I guess, had beaten up someone. And she was a teacher. So we wanted documents about what was going on at the school. And Antifa intervened. They had lawyers. We spent a lot of time fighting. And she got sanctioned for doing this. And not only is it obviously an organization, but on top of this defense lawyer doing something which is exceedingly improper, I don't understand how could have gotten a fair trial here. Remember, they had to clear the courtroom. The court stopped letting the public in because Antifa was showing up and engaging in violent outbursts. So, what would you do if you were a juror? You'd probably think, I got a wife and family, I got kids at home or whatever. I'm getting out of here, and finding them, not guilty or not liable is an easy way out.
What do you do in the case where it does appear that there's intentional juror intimidation? What do you do if a judge isn't doing their job and intervening to defend them? Like, what happens in that case?
I'm no lawyer, but my guess is there could be something could appeal here. That there was improper, he didn't get a proper trial given the threats of violence directed at the jury and the disruption of the court, which obstructs justice as well. It's an interesting case. It seemed to be a straightforward, assault case. I'm not quite sure why the jury found the way he did.
Is this the same?
There could be, the liability as to how the jury what the jury had to decide. Maybe they made the right decision, but no way was the appearance of a fair trial here.
I see. So this civil order could have been like, it was a mob, it was chaos. He got attacked in the middle of the chaos. Nobody intended for any of it. Kind of
maybe there was enough distance from the actual assaults that they could say I wasn't involved directly, and the jury could have bought that. But that's assuming that the justice was fairly administered in the courtroom and not compromised by the implicit threats of the attorney and the actual threats of the violent outbursts of Antifa members who were showing up in the court that became so severe that the court had to stop the public from gaining access to the courtroom other than media were allowed in.
Wow.